exhaust for now. This is a Tanabe Medalion exhaust. So it starts off here, works its way down, goes over the LCA, the back box.
Big reveal.
Big reveal. Ooh, come around the other side and have a look at that. Oh shit, watch out.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
Yep. So yeah, it's going to be terrorising the neighbourhood. Right, so time to put it on. Probably start at the back working forwards. Doesn't really matter. So fitted the exhaust. You see, it's the single exit rather than the dual exit we had with the Scorpion before. And it's in 3 pieces. The system is, so you've got the back box, you've got the mid bit that bends round, and then you've got the bit that goes to the front of the car, and you can put a cat on it if you want, but this is 91, so you don't have to run a cat in England, in the UK. And then now we just have to get the Decat pipe, which joins to the manifold, and the exhaust system will be done. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the Decat that we can use, because our car's pre-92, so we don't need to run a catalytic converter. So we have 2 different types. This one is, so you can actually clock both the outlet of the manifold and the midsection, and also has a nice adapter, so you can run an O2 lambda sensor at the back. So I'm going to run a wideband there, but I think I'm going to need to get these welded up, because when I've put my band on, it hasn't actually tightened it down. So I could put some slots in there and stuff, but I think I'm just going to get it orientated and get it welded up. But in the meantime, I'm going to use this type, which is just more basic. You can clock the whole thing, but it doesn't have the lambda probe available. Then we have the 2 different types of bands you can use. These are the normal U bolts. These are crap. And then we have this, which is an AccuSeal, so it's got a much bigger surface area to do the clamping, so it's worth using. Then these 2 go from the manifold, the springs, spring bolts, they go from the manifold to this part, and then this part goes on the back of the exhaust. The exhaust comes with these bolts here, so I'm going to use those along with these nuts and bolts in order to actually put this on the midsection of the exhaust. Is heat wrap the exhaust manifold. One of the main reasons of doing this for us is because the this branch of the manifold is very close to our radiator fan, and that's made out of plastic, and that's just going to burn, which is going to be bad news for us. So we're going to wrap that. The other advantages are that you keep more of the heat inside the exhaust system, and you increase the gas flow of the exhaust, increase the scavenging effect, all types of other good stuff. So it has some performance advantages. Unfortunately, it will cover up the nice pipes and stuff, but that's just, it is what it is. So what we're going to do is grab this heat wrap. This is how it gets sold to you in these rolls. So in these rolls, this kit comes with the stainless steel wraps for them, the ties, they go like that, and then you pull them, and I've got a special tool which I'll show you how to use afterwards. And then we can basically use this. One thing we need to do is soak this wrap, makes it more flexible, and also expands it slightly, so you can tighten it up, and then as the exhaust heat gets into it, it'll actually shrink down and really hold on to it. So this is how the process goes. I've already got 2 rolls in there, been soaking for ages, so hopefully I can find the end at some point. Let's just have a look. I'll see, I've got gloves on because apparently it's not particularly nice stuff. So basically what we can do is we can start from one end and work our way down. I'm going to probably start from up here. Okay, so what you want to do with this heat wrap is you do one complete loop round, try and be as tight as possible, and then you start into the next part of it and you start going overlap. But before that you need to put on one of these ties, so you can feed that through here, so Okay, and I want to put it here so I don't get in the way of my manifold bolts. Then I've got a special tool, it's by Signant. So I think it's like that. And then you stick this through here. Stick this through here because this is the cutter part of it. And then stick this through here. Make sure it's in the right place that you're happy with. Okay. And then I can just start winding this. See, it makes it tighter. So that's nice and tight there. And then I can cut it with this. It's done a nice job. It's on there. And you just obviously remove the old bit from this little tool like that, and then you crack on. So that's the first bit, that's nice and tight on there. And then what I'm going to do is just get this nice and close to me, and then just continue looping this round, just trying to keep tension on it the whole time, and as I go. So we've done the primary pipes. I could do the other pipes later, but I'm in a bit of a hurry, so I might do those later. Other than that, I'm just going to stick it on the car and to jack it up first. So get the manifold in, easiest way is no radiator. Feed it in from the bottom, as so. And take out the dipstick. Leave that there, that's fine. Feed them through. See the gasket's already on there. There we have it. Okay, and then we just need the exhaust bolts, so I'll just grab them now. This is the Decat we've got for the B18C4. One thing I noticed was that the Skunk 2 Alpha manifold has a very large outlet. So some of the other Decats you can buy on the market for some of the B8s, B16 ones, the cheap ones, or whatever, they don't have this really large outlet which you're going to need for that manifold. Anyway, what I did, put it underneath, clocked it in the right direction so that I've got my lambda sensor in the correct place. Okay, and then I have marked all of these things up like so, and then got someone to weld round this here. So I've got a single line there, 3 lines there, and that's how you just, so you clock it in the right place, then get someone to weld it for. That only cost them 10 quid to have that welded, which is an absolute bargain. And one thing you'll notice as well is I've got this lambda bung, it's just a bung in here because I'm going to put the proper lambda sensor in. But when you're asking people to do any welding for you, it's worth protecting any of the threads or whatever you're going to. Because if you'd put some weld in there, I'd probably find my lambda sensor wouldn't weld in. So that's what he's done, and he's done a nice job. So I'm going to fit this now. Big reveal. It's a blocks, whatever. Okay, so I've got the bolts underneath here. I'm going to land my wide sensor in here. So there we go, see it peeking through there. Get a 22mm. You could have an adjustable spanner or something like that. Done a bodge. So you get, lambda's always 22mm for some reason. Must be some kind of standard. Okay, that's tight. Let's go ape on it, but we have that, and we have some bolts I'm going to use. The donut on the manifold is already in, and then I have this, which goes to the back, and then these 3 go on under here. So I'm just going to jump underneath there and see what happens. Right, I might come further back. One thing that's quite nice about this manifold is you can actually change the orientation here, so you can actually move that, so it's quite generous. A lot of them are welded in place, and you don't have hope in hell of that. So I'm going to get my lambda plug. I'm going to thread it through here. I seem to remember that's where I had it before. Thread it through here, something like that. Okay, so I can just cut my wideband later date, and that goes like that. Then, so I can have that wherever I want, and then I need to push this in here like that. So if I just take the cam off you can see here that I have the 3-way bolt thing tightened up. So this is where a cat would usually be. I've got the Decat, so it's 14mm bolts on that. Then I've got the these spring bolts, so it's 12mm at the front, 14mm at the back. Just do both of those up. And then you see here I've got the wideband lambda with its wire poking up here, so I can plug in the actual connection for the gauge.